What's up guys, welcome back from the YgoPro duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. First deck list we have here is Gladiators, Rescue Gladiators from back in 2008. Pretty much at its prime, right? With the Prisma at 3. Same for the pre-Errata Rescue Cat with Sam Knights as well. The Chariots, yeah, the back row of this deck is disgusting with bottomless trap all, compulse at maximum force, maximum amount, same for the Solemn Brigade, triple Solemn Judgment, and of course the double Gladiator Beast War Chariot. One of the biggest powerhouses of this deck is of course Gazarus, and paired up with something like Cold Wave. This deck was definitely the best deck during its ages. It was comparable to Teledad, right, since both these decks were pretty much at their prime during that time of a period. The second list we have Paleozoic Frogs, the 40 card list, so not a 60 card with the grass, but again I don't need to introduce this deck with a couple of spells, you know, the draw engine and multiple traps. Most importantly, important tutors here are powerhouses or the dimensional barrier against the Gladiator Beasts, the Maxi as well, the Solemn Brigade, Breakthrough Skill, and of course some nice pluses with, you know, Totally Awesome and the Paleozoic Trap Engine. So which deck has the advantage? Paleozoics might have the advantage, and again, Paleos is kind of a slow deck, and that's definitely the advantage of GB, of Gladiator Beast, to attack into those smaller monsters, and, you know, a very slow deck as Paleozoic is. Then again, Paleos do have a super strong trap lineup, and of course their extra deck is where the power of this deck lies. So might be 50-50. Okay, so let's see the first duel. Okay, game number 1, GB gets to start. This is definitely a good opening hand if it wasn't for the GB War Chariot, their strongest counter trap, if not counting the Solemn Judgment, right? I would have definitely summoned the Prisma to set up either Laquari or Bestiari. Bestiari was probably the best. Drawing the Cold Wave definitely would have been clutch if it wasn't for the Dimensional Barrier, obviously calling Fusion, I believe. It does up to chain both Reckless Greed. Not really sure about that play, then again, you know, if, yeah, also because of the Dimensional Barrier, right? So Gazarus wasn't an option, and, you know, multiple Bestiaries was an option, but even then, sacrificing a possible, yeah, maybe in this case, 2 Bestiaries, so 2 back rows, yeah, I'm not really sure about that, right? Not really sure. Yeah, okay, it did have the double Reckless, but not really sure what the other 2 back rows were. But I think I had to go for double Bestiary to get rid of those, and especially because of Cold Wave, and that's the biggest power play or the biggest advantage of Cold Wave is, you know, your opponent not being able to set spells or traps during his next turn, and of course, yeah, not activating the Pot of Desires as well. So again, Cold Wave coming in super clutch. Ronin Totem, okay, that's cute, but again, the Heraklinos on my side of the field and the Gladiator Beast War Chariot paired up with Heraklinos is super strong. And yeah, both Solemn Strikes, yup, are dead, so again, that's my advantage, right? Darius into a quest, and a quest getting back a JB card from my graveyard, pretty much fueling the Heraklinos, and yup, the, what is it called, the Paleo, that I believe the Mystical Space Typhoon for Paleozoic is not going to save him. So game number 2, the opponent gets to start and immediately blow him away with the Heavy Storm. Okay, he does have the Dimensional Barrier, but that's all good. No Prisma Test Tiger plays, and well, even then, not really sure. With only 1 set, indeed, that probably would have been the Dupe Frog either way, right? And with the Cold Wave in hand, Cold Wave paired up with something like Prisma into Bestiary, into Gazarus, can definitely seal the deal, right? The Totally Awesome, that was a problematic play since now he's able to get my Torrential Tribute. I believe that was a worst case trap card that he could have negated. I'm not really sure about the other options. Yeah, Book of Moon? Yeah, Book of Moon might have been a better choice. Combos, not sure about that, but still having the Cold Wave in hand, but no really, not really a follow-up play, right? If I would draw something like a Bestiary or a Prisma, I definitely would go for the Cold Wave play, but he's getting too much advantage, right? Especially with the, what is it called? I forgot its name, the rank 2 Exceed, and now, yep, he's able to end with Totally Awesome as well, searching out the Dupe Frog, protecting his face down trap card, so And yeah, drawing Judgment, nope, that's definitely not strong enough. Yeah, set in the Judgment, but I believe he's going for the Exceed, not really sure. You know, summoning Star again, flipping over and going for the Exceed play, yep, definitely. But again, I just scoop it up here, since I think he has one or two Ronin Totems in his graveyard, and nope. No, I'm definitely not coming back after that, especially because I think I don't have a Bestiary in my graveyard, so a Darius play is no option. So game number 3 again I get to start, and this is a super clutch opening hand again, especially with Cold Wave and Rescue Cat. The reason why I didn't go for Cold Wave first turn, I thought, I was like, that's probably not, okay, he can't, you know, activate spells or set traps or whatever during his next turn, but still, ending with something like Heraklinos does ask a lot of resources, and I don't think ending with Heraklinos is that strong if I only have like 1 or 2 cards to negate from my opponent, yeah, cards in my hand, right? So that's why I eventually opt to keep the Cold Wave, you know, let my opponent set multiple back rows and then hope one of those is not a dimensional barrier and potentially destroy multiple back row thanks to Heraklinos. And under Cold Wave, the opponent not being able to set cards, that definitely would have sealed the duel, but nope, that wasn't the case, and thanks to his Centaur, and that's something I feared, right, with only 1 weak Heraklinos on my side of the field and the opponent under Cold Wave, the fact that he would have been able to potentially go for Centaur and pretty much make the Heraklinos null and void and useless, right? So yep, I eventually going to scoop it up, since again, he has a Ronin Toad in his graveyard, he has the Toad negate, possibly a second Toad, right? So again, no options to make the comeback here. So definitely a good game going back and forth, but Paleozoics having the extra point or the 2 points here I think is well deserved. So GB will get 1 point and Paleozoics 2 points, 1 more match remaining, and then for the last time it's all the way back to the begin. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Peace.